Gilles, hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good. I was just going to ask if somebody could confirm if you can hear me. Let's see.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Perfect. Thank you. Actually, you saying that, I should check the microphone. Which microphone is connected? It only seems to have one, so it should be the proper one. All right. So actually, what I wanted to show is this. So what I plan on sharing this morning, and I do record this session and I do share it with my students, the pre-session prep. I look at what worked and didn't work yesterday. I look at the economic calendar, 5 things to know before the open, and if there are any earnings before market open or after market close. Now that it's Friday, there are no earnings after the close. And then I look at the higher time frame bias on my key stocks and ETFs. And then overnight pre-market context, and then I mark levels and I set alerts. So that's my pre-market morning routine. Let's get this out of the way, and this is meant to be Apple. All right, so on the 30-minute, actually, let's start with SPY. I just got data on futures. It should not be delayed anymore. Hopefully somebody's got data or futures data, and I'll check my levels with theirs a little bit later on. So this should be SPY. And there we go. So there was news at 8:30, and the market seems to have reacted lower. This is a very important level where we're approaching right now. We had wicked it down there yesterday and bought. So this, I'm going to put a level here, and I'll get back to it. So just wanted to say that there was economic news this morning. The news was PCE, core PCE, inflation, GDP numbers. Not going to get into exactly what they were and etc. Just that the market seems to have reacted negatively. We look at the 1 minute. This was 8:30 right here. We did react to the downside, retested, and are still moving down. So I'll be curious to see what happens at the open. All right, Apple on the 30-minute, approaching S4. It is a lower range, which means that over the last 2 days, we've been going lower. It was a large area of buying over here, but seeing what it does at the open here at S4 will be very interesting to me. So I'll be looking at Apple on my side screen, not necessarily putting an alert because it's already there. As far as to the upside, there is no room to the left until we get up here to, I'd say probably around R4. Then we're starting to look at the market being uncomfortable being up here. So for right now, what I'll be looking at is it continuing down or a reversal back up, because there was a lot of big green candles in this area here. AMD on the 30-minute. AMD is in a higher range, meaning that the last 2 days, yesterday was higher than the previous day. Simply enough, that's what that means. And don't really need that to be there, but I like having it there visually. We are in an area of interest for AMD. I'm putting a level there just because we can see that this was support, and then once we lost this support, we tanked down here, and then this line became resistance. Will it be resistance again? So this is a very important spot for AMD. I want to see, do we break out above this? And considering we're already above R4, there will be some, theoretically, there should be some buying here at R4. So at the open, be very interesting to see. Amazon on the 30-minute. So the 2-day pivot relationship is higher because we started buying from this level here. Amazon is also at a level. I don't know why this buy limit came up here. I'm not connected to my broker right now. We can tell that this blue line was support. Once support was broken, it became resistance. What will it be today? Will it be resistance again? We are above R4, which is a buying area. If we can show support above here, it could could be continuing higher for those that follow the Camarilla system. And if there are any questions or comments, please don't hesitate. Google. I just bought. That's why I'm getting these things here. I don't know what's happening here. It's really weird. There you go. I don't know why it's doing that. I've got those there. How about we save this? Okay. So Google, I had a level here of possible support. Then boom, it came back and was resistance. Pre-market, we're just above here. So this level, this R4 level, is very interesting. But we've already come down. So as far as where it is right now, there's no room to the left. It would have to be above the high of day here to have room to the left. So for my setups to work. And I forgot to, I'm still going there. I forgot to look at what worked and what didn't work, but I'll do that in a few minutes. Meta, no room to the left over here, no room to the left over top, unless we come above here. So this could be a place for an alert. If we do make it above here, I want to start looking at it. On the way down, not very strong levels. I mean, possibly over here. If we make it down here, there might be room to the left. But where it is right now, we were there yesterday morning. And it could be showing support here at S4. So I'm not really that interested into it. It seems to be very choppy in this area. Microsoft, oh my. It's just because I bought the futures data. Microsoft is on the 1 minute. Let's go to the 30. Let's zoom in, or zoom out, I should say, onto the 30. Microsoft has also been very, very choppy. It's been having difficulty. This level right here was support here. You can see these candles right here, and it's exactly where we touched this morning. So could be interesting. If it were to wick down here and then buy, I would consider this a buy. But if it broke down here, and then retested for the further move down, I might be interested as well. But this could be a level of support, right? It was support on the 30-minute time frame. So interesting to see what Microsoft does at the open. Nvidia, I had a level here that was being reacted to. Right? It's a higher time frame level. It should be more of a rectangle. It's not just a line. I would be curious to see what would happen if it came and touched it. So I'm going to set an alert just below here. Want to see how it reacts to here. While we're on here, I'll zoom into the 5, and this was something I was looking at yesterday. It was not my setup. It was not a kangaroo tail because this did not close near the bottom, so I did not take it. I took nothing yesterday. I did not see my setups. But I put it on here during live trading just to see what would have happened, and I would have been stopped out. But just after the stop out, because you know that a lot of people went short here, there were a lot of stops here. We grabbed those stops and then boom, reversed and went down. So this is a setup that often works. I did not take it because it did not take out the morning liquidity, and it didn't form as my actual kangaroo tail short. So let's get rid of this. That covers one of the what worked or what didn't work. I've got an alert now for Nvidia. It's incredibly choppy. Nvidia has earnings next week on the 25th, I believe. Yeah. So I think it's just going to continue to chop until earnings. Tesla on the 30-minute. I wrote in here that this was Thursday R4, and it really rejected from here yesterday. On the 5-minute, it put up a double top, which I did not take. I was not at my computer. However, this is something I would have been very interested in because it was at R4. It put in a top, made a nice curved parabole, and just a nice curved curve. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. And then it did make a new high. This is where Avi and I differ a little bit. I will absolutely go short if it takes out the high, but if it rejects it. And this is, even though it's green, that's a rejection candle. It went up, could not find buyers, and then came back down. The entry on this double top would have been a new bearish candle after the second top, which is right here, and the break of the low of that candle, and it would have worked. Had you put your stop right above the high here, 3 was right there. So it would have just worked. However, if somebody had taken it on the break below R4 here, especially zoomed in onto the 1-minute, it would have gotten to 3 very easily. So 3 is right around here. Obviously, you need a large account because you're going to need a lot more shares with a tighter stop. So those were 2 that I had on there for seeing what happened yesterday. As far as Tesla today, not a lot of room to the left to the long side. As far as the low side, we were here yesterday during the open, right at the open. So I'm not crazy interested. However, this seems to be a level of support. We chopped there and then put in this really long candle on the 30-minute time frame, and then made a new way up. Oops, that's not what I wanted to take out. That's what I wanted to take out. So we'll see what happens over here. If it wicks down and buys again, it could be interesting. We'll see what the general market is doing. 929 for those that trade the open. Good luck. Hughes on the 30-minute, we're good. Hughes is at a level of interest. Went sideways pretty much yesterday. Maybe we were waiting on these numbers. I'll see what happens in the first half hour. There is a fair value gap here, 30-minute fair value gap, and it is at S6. So right where it is right now, there's room to the left, right? It hasn't been there in a few days. So it'll be curious to see if we start buying from here, but I'm not interested in the first half hour. And then SPY on the 30-minute. SPY, I had a level here, was support again yesterday, right? Was support, what was that, Tuesday, first day of the week, in after hours. And then we went up from there. Yesterday, it was support. So right at this level will be interesting. For me, it would have to dip down, and there you go. The market is open. It would have to dip down and then possibly put in a KT over here, a kangaroo tail. But I would not want to buy it under S4. It would have to be above the S4 682.45, 682.50 area for me to want to buy this. But I'd want to see a lot of momentum buying, especially in the first half hour. And then I've got gold on here, which we might be looking at if somebody is trading futures. So good luck, everyone. This is what I keep on my screen, and I am doing nothing in the first 5 minutes, and we'll see what happens once that first 5-minute candle closes. And if anybody's looking at anything, or if you have questions, I'll open up the chat. There we go. We can tell on Tesla here that there's a lot of room to the left. Going back to yesterday, is it enough room to the left? That's always a very, very difficult question to answer. We can tell that the market's uncomfortable over here. There might be buyers over here, but as far as I'm concerned, liquidity is underneath these stops. So whoever bought over here at 404, there's likely more. I have to be careful with my language. There's likely or possibly more orders down here, right? But is it enough to start taking off from here? Don't know. We'll see. Buying, definitely some buying over here on Apple. That is definitely some room to the left. The initial move on SPY and Q seems to be buying. Google, a lot of green candles all over. This is a bearish candle on Microsoft. The last 5 minutes before the open was bearish. This candle right here. So a lot of people will consider this very bearish if it retests and then starts making new lows, especially the ORB people. They might be shorting at 396 area. And I did not look at earnings because I did not see anything important. As far as numbers at 10 a.m., inflation expectations, new home sales might have a little bit of an impact, but I think that and the PMI numbers at 9:45. S&P Global Services PMI numbers at 9:45 could be influential this morning. So I don't plan on doing much in the first half hour anyway, unless we see a lot of buying coming into Tesla. This is shaping up as a really interesting candle. However, where do you put your stop? You can have a starter position, with your stop below here. But like I said, there's orders down below. So where is Tesla on the cams? I don't know why these orders keep popping up. It's weird. It's for anybody who trades the Camarilla levels. For Tesla, very interesting levels. Came down and touched the S4. If it were to break out, this is a buying area. S3 is a buying area, especially in a higher range. But the fact that it made its way all the way down to S4, I'm not super confident that it's a buying area. But this is one of my setups on the 5 minute. It did not close right at the top, but this is, I don't like that it's the first 5 minutes and that there's liquidity down here, so I didn't feel confident to take it. But this is a very nice kangaroo tail entry as far as my rules are concerned. And if I were scalping options, what do options look like on this? It would have been the 4 Tesla, the 407.50 would have been at the money. And from 415 area to 475, it doesn't seem to be screaming up. And it did pull back a good 70 cents. So it's not moving with enough momentum on options to warrant me getting in. Meta, on the other hand, those are some massive candles. Auto buying in Meta. What have the 1 minute looked like? Yeah, the 1 minute was very, very bullish. Hard to go long, right below PDC. So this is an interesting spot for Meta. If it consolidated here for a bit and then broke out, it might be a breakout and retest. It's gone such a big move, almost $10 already. So for me to take the continuation long is not according to my rules. It could reject over here. So if it consolidates, puts in a kangaroo tail to the top and then rejects, it could be a short. But it's hard to short something that went up $10 because those buyers are definitely still there and want it to keep going. Somewhat low ARVAL on AMD. Meta only at 59%. That's a surprising move with only 59% ARVAL. Microsoft 53. Tesla 69. Hughes normal 100% ARVAL, which means it's basically what it does every day. And SPY at 70. SPY is a little bit low. But again, numbers, possible market moving numbers coming in 6 minutes. Meta's at an interesting level. There's two dotted lines, one on top of the other here, which is pre-market high as well as yesterday's high. Right at the same level. We kept rejecting here. Right, so this is a very, very important level for Meta. ARVAL only at 58%. So according to my rules, even if it prints my kangaroo tail, I can't take it. Evo, if you can, if you're listening, I've got futures data now, and I'd like to compare it with your numbers if you have a minute later. So Meta's punching above yesterday's high now with momentum. Book seems large orders here. 7,000 shares at 650. What does it do at 650? Big spread. 37, 38 cents, 65-cent spread. That's because of low ARVAL, right? Partly because of low ARVAL. That's a big spread. Something to look into, because as soon as you're in, you're underwater. Actually, I've got 2 minutes until the that candle prints. I'll be right back. Before 49. This is an interesting candle here on on Tesla. This, according to Naked Forex, is called a Trendy Kangaroo. So the trend right now, short term, obviously, is higher. There's a pullback, but then it closes really near the top over here. What I don't like, I don't enter personally on these, but if I were in here, and my target was too far away because of the long kangaroo tail, on the proper setup is where I would add or possibly add. What I don't like about this is that a lot of people will go long above this kangaroo tail, but we just went 5 cents higher and then rejected. So if this one prints red, we could be reversing here. But if it breaks 410.50, then, which it looks like it's going to do, there it goes. And having difficulty. Interesting candle here. This could be pulling back. Right, that's one of the reasons I said I wouldn't go long here, just because it's right at PDC. And the buyers are moving it up still. Wow, look at Meta go. Somebody came in the morning at the 1 minute. Right, there was 1 minute opening breakout, people. Oh, that's a nice move. So 945 did not seem to have much of an impact. I've got SPY on my other screen, and I did not see it, react. Amazon is definitely at a nice level.
Can I ask a question, please? What's the difference between the trendy kangaroo and the hanging man? Because I look for hanging man as like a reflection, like it might rotate from this point if it's at 11.
Tarek, you're breaking up a little bit. It's a little bit hard to understand your question there. And I'll come back to it in a second. I'm just looking at the formation of this rejection candle on Amazon. It's right now, the body is a little bit too big for me to take it as a kangaroo tail. And the open is higher than the previous candle, right? So the body for me needs to be within the previous candle. So this actually looks like a good breakout, pullback, continuation. We might just be pulling back before the next move up. It is definitely at an area that could be support, which is pre-market high, considering we punched through it. So interesting formation of a candle here. So sorry, can you were talking about the hanging man candle, which is, this is a candle, this, I call it a kangaroo, sorry, a trendy kangaroo. This is a kangaroo tail. According to Naked Forex, this is a kangaroo tail possible entry. For me, I wouldn't have taken it for a few reasons that I said earlier. But for those that did go long here, when a trendy kangaroo forms, trendy kangaroo is a continuation pattern. So this, some people call this a hanging man when it's at the top of a chart. But this is just within chop right now, so it's not necessarily a hanging man. Had it been at the top of a range, it's at the top of the range from the open. But you look to the left, and the market was just there before. So I'm not sure exactly what your question is or was. And sorry, I'll be quiet now and let you ask that question if you're still there.
Thank you, Gilles. No, it's clear. I was wondering what's the difference between the continuation kangaroo, and the hanging man.
Okay.
But you did mention,
Yeah, hanging man usually is, and there's so many, there are thousands of names for these candles. So this I try to stick with what Naked Forex, because it is a big influence on my trading. And so this is a kangaroo tail. Let's go to Nvidia here, right? Nvidia, this is considered a kangaroo tail as far as Naked Forex. It took out liquidity at the top here, right? But for me, there's not enough room to the left. It was just there in pre-market, right? So there's a lot of stops. There's a lot of liquidity over here. So had this not been here, let's say that we had stopped here and this dotted line was actually here, I absolutely would have taken this short, because it prints exactly as a kangaroo tail rejection. Right, we pushed all the way up here. The tail is 2/3 or more of the candle. The body is within the previous candle's body. The only thing that I don't like here is that PDC is right there, and that could be an area of support. The other thing that I don't like is that it's hard to put a stop on this because it's so long. But what you can do is enter with your stop up here, which means that your take profit will be really, really far. But if you're patient, I mean, it could get there at some point during the day, or you wait for a trendy kangaroo to print later on, which might give you a place to add. Right, so this is one of the setups that I really like. I did not like, and thank you for the acknowledgement. What I didn't like is that the fact that there was no room to the left as far as I'm concerned. Right, the market had just been there in pre-market, but it's a really good rejection pattern, especially now that we're making new lows, especially on the 1 minute. Right, making new lows under PDC. So interesting to see what's going to happen here. But this was a bit of a breakout this morning, right? So is there going to be some support over here? Possibly. You're going to notice that I try to explain a lot what it is that I see. It's the teacher in me. I don't take a lot of trades. And it's okay. I'm not here to gamble. I'm here to take what I find to be valid setups. And when I do take them, and it's been hard the last couple of weeks, there have not been a lot of valid setups for what I like to see. But when I see a really good setup in Qs and SPYs, those are the ones that I take in options. And you know, if they work more than 50% of the time, I'm happy with that, because my risk reward is asymmetrical, right? I'll lose $1 for my winners that are 3. Not on when I take Qs and SPYs, the winners are often 10 to 20. So that's the amazingness of options. So. Yeah, beginning of January 2nd, I think, was the last big trade that I took on options, and you know, and that was over a month ago, approaching 2 months. But it was a fantastic setup. I'll bring it over here. It was on Qs, I think, January 2nd. It was the first Friday of the year. Where is January 2nd? January 6th, right here. Right there. Right, that was my end. I would have taken more, but I had computer problems over the last couple of weeks. But look at this level here. Right, that was the level, that was the level, and then right here, I bought puts at the open or after the open. And because actually, can we go to the 5 minute? I'll show you exactly where it was. Let's go to the second. January. Come on. Friday the 16th. Oh, no, I'm in December. January 2nd. Is that it there? There it is. Yeah. This one right here. So that was a very, very strong level over the last couple days. Bang, bang, kept on hitting it. Hit it again. And then once that 5 minute KT printed, which was this one right here, I did not enter right away because I need to see selling. Right? Then this tiny little candle, and then we punched up here. And then on the break of the low of this candle right here, even though it's green, the previous candle here had punched up and got liquidity here, could not make a new high. And then right here, you could tell on the book that there was selling and the options just took off. Unfortunately, I took the major of my position off right around here. And then right around the low. And then when it pulled back, instead of leaving my stop at break even, I ended up taking the rest of my position off here. But then had it gone over here, it would have been a crazy profitable trade. But that's the thing with options. I mean, I'm very, very patient with because they're a larger size. So anyway, hopefully that
was a nice trade. Yeah, that was a very nice trade.
Oh, that trade was yeah, it was a textbook fantastic. I loved it. But was it last Monday? It did it again. Monday. That's Tuesday. No, when was it? Yeah, I did exactly the same pattern again. It was last week sometime, and I couldn't take it because I had computer problems. And that's the thing with having computer. If your computer is not stable, it's hard to get into trades. I always put stops, but they're not automatic. So I need to get into the position. And once I'm in, there's another button that I press to put my stop, and then I'll move it on DOS. But I'm thinking, you know what? What if I get into a position and then all of a sudden I crash without being able to put in the stop? And with the size that I was trading, I couldn't take that risk. So just another learning moment for my students. I always have IBKR ready on my phone. And if anybody else is newer, great idea to have the app on your phone, being able to log in and flatten everything. With IBKR, it's very easy to flatten, get out of everything. Gotta protect capital. So if something happens to the computer, you have to be able to exit. So that's my educational moment for the day. So this trade, this kangaroo tail on Nvidia, and the rejection here. Let's put it on trading view. And let's just, for the fun of it, let's see how it would have panned out. I've explained why I did not take it. Let's go to 5. There we go. I did not take it because we did not take out liquidity here. Right? But if I had, it would have been a short on a new low right there. Stop above the wick. And, you know, it's probably not the best placement for a stop. Stop should be above here, but then we know that if the market comes back over here, it's going to go get the stops that are above here. Right. So anyway, let's just put it here and say that, you know, 3 to 1 is down here. That's quite the move below a couple levels of support. First of all, PDC was right there. Then you've got S3, S4, low of day. I mean, you got to make it really far to get your 3 to 1. So that's part of the reason I didn't take it. Everybody.
Above alert.
Oh, that's an alert on Qs. Wow, we're spiking. What's happening?
It seems like some news hit the wire or something.
10 a.m. What was 10 a.m.? I didn't have any news on my calendar. If anybody knows. Inflation expectations.
New home sales.
And home sales. Yeah, new home sales.
Wow.
There you go.
Hello, Gilles.
Hello.
Derek.
How are you, sir?
Oh, fine, thanks. I took an earlier trade on open, took a stop loss, but I just got into Tesla TSLL at 1524. I saw my ABCD fib levels hold, and now this thing is rocking. Holy smokes. What a nice coincidence.
Yeah, good for you.
Phew.
Yeah, wow, the market is ripping.
Oh my, me oh my.
That's good. The long-term portfolio. Whenever I see this, like, you know, I don't get it. There's no trade, but then you're looking at your long term. It's like, all right, we're going on to all-time highs again. Or did we just take out the liquidity? Right? Are we squeezing? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that's a massive move. Yeah, there was no long here for me. Yeah, look at that. That's a crazy 5-minute candle. Interesting. Evo, I got gold numbers. Can you do me a favor? And when you got a sec, can you
Sure.
can you compare numbers?
Yeah, give me a quick moment here. I'm just
Yeah.
quickly watching the price action on Tesla.
Yeah, no, don't mess up your trade. Just let me know if you got time a little bit later.
See if this thing's gonna hold or not. Hang on a sec. I gotta move this down. Oh, don't do that. Here we go.
Oh my, that is a very hard candle to get in on, but that is a massive rejection if we close below here or make new lows. I'm talking about Nvidia. And Qs and SPY.
I just hope this move is real. Let's see. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be continuation. That's, like I said, this could just be a squeeze to get liquidity over here. It definitely looks like it's rejecting on Nvidia. You know, same wick on Google. Google, a lot of people would think this is a double top. I don't like that it's, you know, been consolidating over here. So it's not, it's not really a double top because it hasn't come from a low. But this is a pattern a lot of people are going to trade on Google. If it makes a low under 308.36, 308.36.
Jeez. Wow. Oh, come on. This has some juice here. I just got stopped out. Dang, gosh, that thing rocketed. It was like too quick for me to take profits.
Yeah.
Oh, that's no fun. It sucks when you see your P&L like rocket to the moon. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I'll just kind of sit back here.
Yeah. Let's see. Got to take the way that I do it on equities is if I hit 3R very quickly,
Yeah.
I will take 80% off at 3R. Otherwise, 3R is my target. But if it hits it quickly, then 80% off, stop at break even.
Yeah, well, my thinking is, hey, if it rockets up that quickly, we might rocket up some more.
We're gonna get some follow through though. That's the thing.
Dang. Oh gosh, I would have been sitting at around I don't know, 3.5 hour for that trade. Instead, I ended up maybe
Supreme Court knocks down tariffs. Holy shit! All tariffs? Or I know they were talking about the Canadian tariffs.
wow. Damn, I'm still right on the day. Oh well. Wow, that's big news. So they struck it all down, huh?
Yeah, I wonder what.
The lapse.
Yeah, I don't know. The economy is. I don't know. I know just macro talking here. The economy is doing pretty well. All things considered, things are going well. And the tariffs that everybody hates and everybody said was going to destroy the economy, they have not brought up inflation as much as they thought it would. So I don't know. So let people digest that news and that candle. Let the big boys and girls with the massive hedge funds and pension plans and stuff like that. Let them figure out what this is going to do, and then in the next 15 minutes, half hour, we might see where this is being digested. But yeah, scalpers. Oh my God, this would have been, they screwed a lot of people on Nvidia here. And Tesla. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, Evo. It's obviously not a laughing matter, but I mean, people see that's, oh shit, we're going to the moon, and then no buyers. Nobody wants to buy up here, so market maker says, oh, we got to go jigging. You got to go lower.
I had such a nice entry too on Tesla. Damn, I was proud of it. Like, oh, this is my pattern here.
Yeah. Was it a lucky thing that the news came in right after your entry?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I got in, and then it came in like maybe about a minute later or less. It wasn't that soon thereafter. They're jigging right now. Look at that. You've got a shooting star on the 5-minute. Now you got another hammer formation candle. We talked about that recently. We saw that pattern in the last week.
Yeah, as far as naked Forex is concerned, if this candle closes near the tops, then this is called a trendy kangaroo tail. All right, we're trapping a lot of people trying to go short, and then all of a sudden, you know what? Oh crap, we are actually continuing in the trend up. So I do not enter on this candle formation, but it is a place that I will add if I'm already in a position. So be curious to see what happens with this SPY 5-minute candle here. 687.40. I'm going to set an alert here. Just there we go.
Above alert.
There you go. So that's my alert above this candle here. Not huge momentum, but this is absolutely a trendy kangaroo tail. Came down right back to PDC and now making new highs. So what's going to happen with Tesla? Similar thing. Can't really call it a trendy kangaroo on Tesla because there was no trend yet, right? We're just chopping between PDC and pre-market low.
This looks like fun, catching kangaroo tails.
Hey, Avi.
Hey, how's the morning session going, guys?
Going good. Going good. I'm not in anything, but just watching and seeing what forms and talking about, you know, kangaroo tails and the market, Supreme Court supposedly knocking down tariffs.
That's right.
Yeah, and that apparently moved the market at 10 a.m. So that and what was it? New home sales was on the agenda. So at 10 a.m. Consumer sentiment and new home sales. And yeah, I don't know what that's going to mean. I mean, does it mean that all the tariffs were illegal? Does that mean money needs to be refunded? I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting times for sure.
Yeah, and then, you know, if after the close today, if Donald Trump starts talking about aliens, I mean, what the hell is going to happen to the market?
Oh yes, market will tank, commodities will go up. Buy as much as you can.
Yeah.
Fun. Well, I spent the whole day as well pulling kangaroo tails. I was at a natural history museum all day. Just got
Oh,
home.
nice.
So yeah, wow, just about done with dinosaur fossils. Enough of that. So getting to check in on you guys and see what's going on here. I feel like maybe we're getting a little overwhelmed with alerts. I just looked at it and there's like 10 alerts that went off in our Discord watch list from my trading view. It's a bit much, I think. But anyways, yeah, well, this is what you guys asked for. Let me know if it's too much. I'll slow it down. But how have these morning sessions been going? I haven't showed up to these so far these last couple of weeks. Having fun?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm Evo and Tarek have been coming on the mic. Otherwise, there's sometimes it's a little bit quiet, but I don't care. Like I've said before, it just reminds me of my teaching during COVID times, where you know I'd be doing my business lessons or math lessons, and there'd be crickets. But it's okay. I record these sessions and share them with my students. So I explain what it is that I see. I bring my trading view levels, and you know, we look at the higher time frames, and yeah, I don't know how beneficial it is for everyone else, but I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, cool.
It's very beneficial. Let's be honest, there's a lot of information. You take time to answer questions. It's amazing, Gil.
Okay, thank you, Tarek.
Awesome. Yeah, good stuff, Jill. Thanks for doing it and having fun with it.
Yeah, no worries. It's my pleasure. You're gonna get sick of hearing me say it, but I've got teaching in my DNA. I'm a retired teacher. I could be sitting in the other room over there and watching Netflix, but there's no effing way that's going to happen to me in the next 30 years. So I enjoy teaching this stuff. I've been watching candlesticks for years, and you know, if I can share my knowledge with some people, whether it be 5 people or 50 or 500, I'm happy to do it. I enjoy it.
Awesome. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Thanks.
And I'm happy to stop sharing my screen or to turn off my mic if you're jumping on. Just let me know.
Sure. Yeah, thanks. I'm just here. I just decided to show up since I got home, and I had a bunch of alerts pop up on my phone, so I figured I'd check in and see what's going on here. All good.
Interesting candle shaping up in Meta. on the 30-minute, popped up on the 5-minute. It is printing what could possibly be considered a kangaroo tail. Took out liquidity at the top, maybe not above this right here, but if it does start flushing down, this is one of my my setups. I prefer when it's that high up, I prefer it to come back up and retest again and then break down. But just for the fun of it, let's see where 3R would be. And the thing is with kangaroo tails is that you often have a higher wick, so a little bit difficult to set your stop. And again, full disclosure, I would not necessarily take this because it was pretty strong in the pre-market. But if this is a breakdown and then we come and retest this breakdown, then I might be looking at it.
Mm-hmm. 5-minute charts, huh? I like it.
How would you look at this, Avi? If I bring the 30-minute, if I bring this, let's move this out of the way. Let's get rid of it for now. Would you not look at it until this candle closes?
Yeah, let it close, and even that, I would zoom out further, and well, you can see it's all been chopped so far on this chart. But if you zoom out further, was it in a downtrend prior to this chop? Looks like I would look at it only on one time frame. So on the 30-minute.
Oh, sorry, zoom out as in zoom out.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Sorry,
So
I
it
thought
wasn't.
you meant that.
Yeah. So that's all right. Yeah, this is perfect. So it wasn't a downtrend, and then it got into this chop, and then if it puts in a kangaroo tail, a reverse hammer, which where the tail is at least 3 times as big as the body, so the body's basically tiny.
Yeah.
Then I would get interested in a short, and of course the tail has to have room to the left. So it could shape up. Wait for this 30-minute candle to close. And it could happen, at least to get to the bottom of the day, or perhaps the bottom of yesterday. What was it? Bottom of yesterday's pre-market, it looks like. So I think it could happen. That's way too early right now. Firstly, that's a 30-minute, and then I have to see the same thing, at least some sort of short setup on a 1-minute. It'll most likely be a reverse ABCD or something. And then I'd have the confirmation for this. But,
Yeah, great.
Early.
Yeah.
Looks like it's moving up right now, so just wait for it. Yeah. Got a level on Nvidia, and it's been chopping up and down that all day today. Well, since the open. So that's definitely a sticky zone.
Yeah, it's just been all over the place. Nvidia has earnings next Wednesday, so it's definitely difficult to choose a direction on it.
Yeah, that looks complicated.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, I see nothing here. And it's I don't know if you've noticed, Avi, but the market's been difficult the last couple of weeks. It's just been going sideways and having difficulty picking a direction.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I've definitely noticed that. It's been very tricky. So you really gotta get into range-bound plays if you're good at those. Basically, false breakouts. Look at those, and go back the other end. But yeah, it's been tricky, and that's why I like to zoom out the 30-minute chart. If there's no room to the left, don't touch it, and that mostly keeps you out of this mess.
Yeah.
Amazon had a alert go off on me as well, but that looks like it was a good one. It went break of yesterday's high, which is again another key level I had. And it would have been a decent, again, these are all little day trades, so you can't really get too excited about these.
Yeah, breakout of excuse me, break out a pre-market high and
I would
then pull back. But would this have been, I don't know if you see my screen there, but would this have been, for your rules, too much of a pullback?
This is yeah, I can't even read this. There's nothing here.
Yeah.
So I can't really trust it as a breakout or retest. You know, if there's no breakout, it's a retest. And then it just went up. And there's no even a continuation long tail hammer within the ABCD pattern. So there's nothing there that I would trust.
Yeah.
But the 30-minute chart, the breakout of yesterday's high seems to be what happened. And then if you zoom into a 1-minute chart on that, you may have found something. So yesterday's high was basically the level that I had, which is a strange level. Oh yeah, I had it because of, it was an important level earlier. It did get messy though, I can say it's quite messy.
Yeah.
Difficult. So even though the alerts go off, you still don't want to go and, you know, just jump in, obviously.
Yeah.
20. Actually, yesterday's high is the bottom of. Okay, well, I'm looking at a tick chart. That's why it's different. On a tick chart, definitely there was a good setup. Cool. And we got Microsoft. Nothing on that. Meta. Yeah. Yeah, generally it's been quite tricky, huh? Everything I'm looking at here. Google actually was okay. Wow. Previous week's low. Wow. Oddly enough, I had a decent level on Google, which is again just about yesterday's high. And broke down through it and then back up through it and then went up. So overall, the fallen angel setup was there on Google. So that's the alert that went off when I was driving. Huh. That was interesting. And really, the entry would have been. Oh wait, where am I? I'm looking at something else. Oh yeah, it was just a 5-minute ORB really. The entry would have been around 2 minutes after the open or so. Tricky one. Again, all this stuff, all these alerts I've put on these Mag 7 tickers are good for scalping. Everything that I'm seeing so far.
Well, there are some definite scalping opportunities at 10 a.m. when we saw that a massive run up. I mean, if you're a scalper and you can catch that just for short moves. I mean, what was it? It's a $5 move on SPY.
Yep.
And then Evo was in a trade in Tesla. It just went right up to pre-market high, but then just reversed right there. Unfortunately, he didn't have time to take profit.
That's the tricky thing, huh? As much as we think the open is where the momentum and volatility is, in the end, you end up just scalping it rather than truly being able to get into a big inflection point on the chart and being able to catch the majority of a big move. Again, I've found that very challenging at the open as well. So if you have a way of doing it, let me know. But mostly it's small stuff. Anyways, yeah. If I was trading the open with the Mag 7 tickers, it looks like Apple and Google would have been the ones that would have the alerts would have been triggered, and the setup looks like they were there. Anyways, fun. We got this, and I believe today later on we've got Brian coming on, right? 1 p.m. Yes, Brian. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, breaking news. It's about a half hour late, but yeah, the U.S. Supreme Court slaps down Trump's authority to impose his most sweeping tariffs.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you have a news service for alerts, Avi?
I don't. I haven't used
The
anything.
CNBC, I know you've used.
Yeah, I was looking at that and I've just kind of stopped. I really am not bothered. But again, looks like TradingView itself seems to have on its own page some sort of news service
Yeah.
on it. Probably just put alerts on that and that'll be fine. That'll be plenty. Don't need to go running around too much.
And even if I go on SPY here, usually, no, it doesn't. Right now, it doesn't have much on SPY as far as breaking news. Yeah. Evo, I'm going to head out in a few minutes. Do you have a second to look at gold levels?
Actually, I'm in a trade on open.
Okay, no, don't.
I'm sorry.
Don't miss it.
I'm
No,
watching
no,
about
do
the
it Monday.
because I've got a quick, tight
Yeah.
stop on that one.
Yeah. No. Concentrate on your stuff.
What gold levels are you looking for?
I just subscribed to futures data, and I just want to double check with somebody. I've got the open contract here on gold or ES or whatever. I just want to see if they're the same numbers, not delayed. You know, basically the same thing that anybody else has on their screens.
I'm on GC1.
Yeah.
It's now at 50.33.2, something like that.
Yeah.
32.
50, 32, 31.90. Okay.
Yeah. This is the current price now, 50.31.
50, 31, 50?
Yeah.
33? Okay.
Yep.
Good. Thank you. So now when you guys get into a futures trade, I can bring it up on TradingView and see where it is with not delayed data. Or live data, I should call it. Seems to be a lot of rejection on SPY here at the top. So
Yeah. It's basically previous day's high, I believe,
Yeah.
on spot.
yeah, we're rejecting that a few times here.
Watch for the big players pushing it down, and truly, if they're unable to go down, you have those higher lows, basically an ascending wedge forming, and then it's a break up to the upside eventually. So there's two scenarios possible.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's good. Good fun. I'll come back a little bit later. Go sort out the kids. We have Brian on at 1. I'll probably be on before that. And I'll come chat with you all again.
Okay, and I'm gonna head out too. It's 10:30, so I'm gonna log off and I'll be back pre-market around 9:15 on Monday.
All righty, sounds good. Thanks, Joe.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you both.
All right. Cheers. Have a good day. Good luck,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Sujit, I'll just connect IBKR for trading and TradingView. Then you can see live data for future. But I'm not subscribed. Are you there, Sujit? Because I was going to ask a question. Yeah, I am with IBKR, but I do not have data with IB. So, okay, well, maybe we'll talk about it on Monday. Okay, have a good weekend, everyone.
Same to you, Joe.
Okay, cheers.